Hey guys, it's Jenny. Welcome back once again to Solid Gold. A lot of times when people want to enhance the color of their aquarium or pond fish, they will immediately jump to color enhancing foods, thinking it will be some sort of magic bullet that will instantly turn their fish into the rainbow fish overnight.
They called him rainbow fish.
But actually, while color enhancing foods can be a really good tool to help improve the color of your fish, trying to improve the color or enhance the color of your fish is actually more of a multifaceted thing that a comprehensive approach works best for. Before we get too far into this video, I want to say thank you to New Life Spectrum for sponsoring this video because I've been using NLS food on my goldfish for a couple of years now and I've been really happy with the results. I decided to switch to NLS for my goldfish after getting a good recommendation about it from a fellow goldfish breeder. Shout out to Cynthia. And I now even use it for my betta fish and my discus as well. I hope this goes without saying because you guys have been watching me for so long now and you know my character and my personality, but I would never team up to work with a brand unless our mission and values were aligned and I was also a happy customer of that brand and believed in the product wholeheartedly as well. Obviously, my thoughts and opinions, as they have always been, are 100% my own. So, how do you enhance the color of your fish? Well, actually, the first thing to consider is the aquatic environment. Darker substrate and background, or on the flip side, lighter substrate and background, can actually have a huge impact on the color that your fish displays, depending on what species of fish that you have. For example, something I learned recently, since I recently got my very first discus, is that discus actually show their best and brightest coloration when they are on a really light or white even background and substrate. What they do is they try to kind of blend in to their surroundings. So a lot of discus types can actually develop dark black peppering over their pattern that is in response to a darker background that they may be living in. It can be an aesthetic issue if you want a discus that is showing its best coloration for what that color type is supposed to look like. Surprisingly, in some cases, color potential can either be helped or hindered very early on in a fish's life. For example, a study done in 2013 investigated the effects of background color on the skin color of very young goldfish. They found that goldfish raised in tanks with white backgrounds had diminished skin carotenoid content and less intensity of skin color, as opposed to fish raised in tanks with blue or red backgrounds. Isn't that crazy? The background and substrate color that you choose for your aquarium is just going to depend on the species of fish that you keep, since all these different species of fish have different preferences and different background colors that are going to make their colors really pop and stand out the best. So as you're researching on how to set up your aquarium for your fish, make sure you keep in mind the color of the substrate and what effect that's going to have on the coloration of the fish that you're keeping. Proper tank lighting can also influence the intensity of your fish's color. Goldfish and koi, for example, exhibit their best color potential when kept under real sunlight. If real sunlight isn't possible, you can even try fluorescent lights that have a similar temperature and Kelvin rating to sunlight. On the other hand, for some fish, lighting that is too intense can actually fade their color. Species that are naturally found in low light areas may actually fade when kept in a brightly lit aquarium. So again, it's just going to come down to researching the lighting recommendations for the exact species of fish that you want to keep in your aquarium and making sure that you tailor every aspect of the aquarium to meet their needs when it comes to the best coloration being produced. Believe it or not, hides or caves in the aquarium can also impact the amount and intensity of coloration that your fish is going to show. Some, but of course not all, types of fish require hiding places like rock caves or plants to really feel secure in their environment. When a fish feels secure in its environment, it's going to have the best chance of developing really intense, beautiful coloration. In addition to engineering every part of the aquarium environment to maximize color potential, you're also going to want to consider the health of your fish. I feel like a lot of times when myself or other aquarium educators caution people about making sure they don't stress out their fish, it can kind of be blown off as like a trivial matter. It's actually that stress can cause legitimate and very devastating health concerns for your fish, because when the fish is stressed, it's raising those stress hormones in their body, and over a prolonged period of time that can actually cause them to break down and have diseases and succumb to things that they would normally be able to fight off with their immune system. Color fading can be a really good early indicator sure that your fish is stressed out. A fish whose health is suffering due to poor water quality, or maybe a fish that is stressed out because it's crammed into too small of a tank with too many other territorial fish, is going to exhibit poor color. Similarly, some fish are actually more social than others and will never develop their full color intensity potential unless kept in schools where they can interact with other individuals of their species. Again, it's going to come down to researching the specific needs of the species that you're choosing to keep, because every species of aquarium fish and pond fish is so different from the next. You're going to need to do your research and make sure that you're setting up their habitat in a way that is conducive to good health, because good health produces good coloration. And yes, we finally get to address diet, including those color enhancing foods. Before even thinking about color enhancement in your food though, you're going to want to make sure that you're providing your fish with a healthy diet in general for the species of fish that you have. A fish with a healthy diet to begin with will show much better coloration than one whose basic dietary needs are simply not being met. Once you're sure the food you've chosen provides the basic dietary needs of your fish, you can look for foods with color enhancing properties as well. When examining the label, look for naturally color enhancing ingredients like chlorella seaweed, spirulina, canthaxanthin, astaxanthin, beta-carotene, whole Antarctic krill, marigold, paprika, and peppers. All of these ingredients are really valuable color enhancers, and aside from that, many of them are actually just really healthy for your fish too. The really cool thing is certain ingredients actually work to enhance certain different colors. For example, spirulina helps enhance blue colors while astaxanthin enhances red, and paprika and marigold help to bring out orange colors. A red color enhancing food that I've recently tried is called Ultra Red by New Life Spectrum, and I was particularly curious to see what it would do for my red and white butterfly telescope that, due to genetics, is really more of a light orange than a red. And after feeding the Ultra Red to this fish for a few weeks, I have noticed the light orange color turn just a shade darker. I wasn't expecting a miracle because, like I said, I know this fish is genetically just more orange than red, but given the situation, I'm pretty happy with the results that I've seen so far. And finally, some other things to consider, which would be the age of the fish, the species of the fish, whether it's male or female, things like that. Some fish actually won't develop into their full colors until they reach adulthood. So if your fish is juvenile, it's likely still showing a more drab juvenile color form and will eventually grow into its full adult colors. Additionally, of course, some species of fish are going to have brighter, more intense colors during their mating season than they do during any other times of the year. And oftentimes with some species, males of that species will have brighter, more intense colors, and sometimes even more ornate finnage than the female counterparts of the species, because the males use their color intensity and their cool fins to attract the female. Also keep in mind that there are some species of fish that just don't look colorful no matter what you do. Don't expect your silver dollars, for example, to turn into the rainbow fish after using these tips.
The most beautiful fish in the entire ocean.
Not gonna happen. Unless altered in some way. Think glowfish, for example. A fish can only display colors that it naturally has. Genetics plays a role as well. Like I mentioned earlier, some of the fish that I have bred from red and white parents, some of them turn out all white, some of them turn out kind of yellow, orange, and white, some of them turn out red and white, some of them turn out all orange, some all red. Just like in people, there's going to be genetic variation in fish as well. Different species will have varying amounts of genetic variation. Like I think goldfish, for example, has a very large range of genetic variation as compared to maybe some wild caught fish that pretty much all look the same except for very minor differences. So I hope these color enhancing tips helped you learn a little bit more about the different factors besides just color enhancing food that can play a role in intensifying the colors of your aquarium or pond fish. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to subscribe. If you're already subscribed, hit that bell button so you can be notified every time I make a new video, since I do make videos every single week about different aspects of aquarium care. If you have any color enhancing tips that I didn't mention in this video, please leave them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay gold.